information, and it's a significant amount of money, and it's a significant cost. So it's basically a flow through. So we're going to utilize that service with our district leadership team so that we can get their data use and the things that they're very good at to kind of affect our entire district. So the junior high principal, Jessica Miller, and I, and her crew, and Anita from a district perspective, and Matt from a high school perspective, we met and we defined a calendar, and then each school is bringing forth their representative. So they'll have school improvement teams, and they'll have a representative from each that comes to the district leadership team, and that's how we'll start to make decisions and disseminate information through. But it's going to be data driven, and it's going to be set up on a monthly basis. And then those individuals from that state organization, it's called AIR, in case you see that word, AIR, American Institute of Research. They are going to be driving that process with us and providing some professional development. So that's kind of a big deal in what we're doing, and it's structured throughout the year. They're going to kick off in August with our first half-day school improvement. And the focus of that first one is instructional strategies. So it will benefit every teacher in the district. So we're pretty excited about that. And it also ties to our hands-on learning. We're going to do it's a cooperative learning kind of instructional strategies. So pretty excited. We've got a matter that came up that we need to discuss about the dissolving of the special education co-op. And it's hard to explain, but I'll give you a synopsis. We're working with the attorneys, and we're working with the union at the state level, and we're working with the former special ed co-op that we were a part of, Mid-State. Essentially, last year, fiscal year 19, we utilized services from them, and we received 2 bills called assessments for those services costs for Taylorville School District. We paid those assessments, and when June hit, they gave a refund to us to clean the slate from the year. In July, we received an additional bill from them, and they're trying to define what that bill is for, and we can't get clarity on it. I have pulled it, as have the other 2 superintendents, for advice on our attorney. We are not certain if it is an expense that is a legitimate expense for the school districts that are pulling out. The special ed co-op is of the belief that it is our expense, and they've gone so far as to say that they're not going to issue paychecks to the employees, their last final paycheck in August. So they're making that determination tonight. If they do not issue paychecks, they will issue teacher warrant orders, and those will be payable at a bank that they have a line of credit at. So that may happen. We've alerted the teachers that are affected by it, and we're not pleased by the matter, but what we are going to do, and this again is advice from our attorneys and also the individuals that are running the 3 school districts. And we pulled school law, we pulled all of the agreements from the organization. What we want to do is do an autopsy on the finances and see if we can trace back to figure out where exactly the additional expense is coming from, because it's not been clarified to us. So that's going on out there. I don't know if they actually will pull the trigger and do the warrants. The decision gets made tonight, because if tonight passes, then they miss their payroll opportunity, or they have to push the upload button. So we are on the fence here for probably another hour until we get determination on that. The union representatives that work at Taylorville High School met with us. We probably had about 2 weeks of a lot of meetings tied to this, and they understand our perspective, and they understand that they're employed by that organization, and they've got an agreement to be paid for the work that was already rendered. So I will keep you appraised on how that comes out. Do you guys have any questions on that?
Not on that, but on the enrollment. Immunization, can somebody tell me exactly what, do all the kids need to be immunized now to get into school, or do they have a grace period, or how does that work exactly?
There's a schedule depending on what grade level they're in, what the immunization requirements are, and then the school can exclude October 15th if students have not met that.
Okay, so they can start school without it, but they have a deadline.
Usually what we ask for is basically a promissory note, an appointment with a doctor if they haven't made it to a clinic.
It's the same with the dental exams, right?
Yeah, I know, I've had that before.
Yeah, and they just won't do
The dental exams, yeah, I get 30 kids coming in one day for the dental exam. I'd be lining up down the hall trying to get
Well,
all in.
and this year with our registration packet, we included Miles of Smiles, and that organization brings a mobile dental clinic on site. So hopefully that expands. They said we were a little bit low for our demographics, so we're working with those folks. The president would actually come in and talk with us too. But his crew called earlier this summer, so we were able to get that into the online registration packet. So I expect those numbers to go up. The window project at the junior high unveiled damage to the floor, so that damage has been abated and repaired. There's some plans underway to resurface it, and essentially there's some plumbing that no longer is needed in the flooring that'll have to be trapped and moved off. And then the wrestling program's been relocated out of that over back to the wrestling room. Let's see, there's your cooperative. The auditor work is concluded. The formal report will be presented later this fall. But we had a closeout meeting and it indicated positive practices and positive fund balances. The Menta organization moved from Stonyton also, and it is now downtown by Memorial School. And so we met, Matt, myself, and we met with their whole crew, and also his assistant principal. And we got a tour of the facility, we got a tour of their brain-based research and strategies. And I've got to tell you, it absolutely is designed with social emotional needs of kids. There's cool down rooms, there's booths, there's high seating, low seating, there's just a variety of space because they're working with individual kids. And their goal is to connect those kids to future. So they've got plans like to try to get them to college classes, to try to get them to employment, to try to work through some of the barriers that they have fully integrating into society, and also their academic growth.
All right. My fun part, any questions, comments, old war stories? Anybody got anything else to add?
Yes, I'd just like to
Yeah.
compliment Dr. Daugherty on the job she's doing so far. She's done an excellent job, and it's nice to have you on board.
Thank you. I love being here. I'm pretty excited.
Anybody else?
I think we all ought to commend Alice for her dedication. I mean, we went over that 17 days is not insubstantial. And
That's what really spurred a lot of
We
this,
should
looking
really
at the number of
recognize that.
hours that she spends on that roll of tape going off the end of the desk and everything else, and talking to her. I mean, she's dedicated and she loves the work, and I understand that, but we have to take care of her too at the same time, be sure that our employees are taken care of.
She's excited about it.
Yes.
She wants to
Yes.
take a day off and read a book.
She finally realized that the light at the end of the tunnel wasn't a train, it was hell. So she got that, and she was real happy with the process, because we weren't too sure how she was gonna take that at first, but in talking to her, she came up with, hey, I could really use help with this, this, and this, and started unloading, and that really helped.
Yeah. The stress level, just with the concept of we can do something to make a difference, has made a big impact in her life. So that's important. Same with Julie. The two of them were just a little too edgy early in July.
In that case, if you don't have anything else,
Motion to adjourn.
all right, do I have a second?
Dr. Trudy's got it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're out of here. Thank you, guys, thank you for your help. See you in 10 days.